What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. Today we're going to talk about Andrew Abbott. And before we start, there are a lot of things that you need to know. One, Andrew Abbott had about 90 strikeouts in 56 minor league innings. So clearly there's a lot of things that he does well here. This was between AA and AAA this year. However, in this video, it's going to be very hard to judge Andrew Abbott. Why? For three factors. One, he is a lefty at Cincinnati, and this camera angle is the worst. You're going to see him release here and go horizontally all the time. So when it comes to horizontal movement, when it comes to the slider versus the changeup, it's going to be really hard for me to tell which one it is and how good it is. I can see some depth, but it's going to be really hard. End location is what is going to be most important with that one. So it's going to be hard for me as a scout to really grasp that. Two, the Brewers are a really bad offense. We've seen them make guys like Matthew Liberatore excel and look great when we know that Matthew Liberatore really isn't actually that good. So how I'm going to be reading body language, how I'm going to be reading the pitches based on how the batters perform is going to be a little skewed because of that. And third, this is an MLB debut, which generally means that what we should expect command-wise from Abbott moving forward is going to be miscalibrated because MLB debuts come with a lot of jitters. Now, if you remember the Bobby Miller video and you haven't watched that, you absolutely need to. Bobby Miller had exceptional command in an MLB debut, and I give bonus points to that because that shows me when the jitters are gone, this is the skill set he can still have, right? You're performing at that level despite all the reasons that you shouldn't be. So let's watch some Andrew Abbott. And the first pitch kind of shows you what he's trying to do. He is a fastball first guy, four-seamers. He does try to elevate them, and he throws them confidently in the zone at 93 like that. In an MLB debut, to get away with a 1-0 fastball down the middle, when everybody knows you're going to try and establish the zone with fastballs, oh, that's a kind of a good sign. But then again, this is the Brewers, as I mentioned. There is the curveball. That is his his favorite secondary pitch. I should say there is a fastball missed down. We're going to see a lot of those curveballs. That's going to be the major plan of attack with that fastball. There's 95 down the middle at 3-1 that gets an out. That's cool to see. All right, we have fastball away at 95. Good to get that first pitch strike. You love to see it. Now he goes back inside. He's trying to. Oh, come on, Blue. That's a strike. That's stupid. That's stupid. 1-1. What do we got? Good. Okay, so, I mean, in this at-bat, I'm feeling confident about my fastball, right? Threw a fastball away for a strike, threw another one down that should have been a strike. Swinging at an elevated one. He's trying to go inside. I think that's too straight. They try to go inside. I hope he could do that. Now would be a really good pitch to set up for that, and he does. Beautiful pitch. Absolutely beautiful up and in. And now you can kind of throw whatever you want. Do you want to throw the changeup off of this? I mean, that's what I would. You just threw three fastballs. Oh, he tries to go with a curveball and said, fine. The changeup would be the premier offering, in my view. Throws another curveball. He kind of hangs that one at 2-2. It's a high swing decision. And even if he's beat on the fastball, the curveball at 80 miles per hour does give an opportunity for him to make contact on this pitch in the zone. So not really the ideal spot for this. He did throw a strike and get an out. That's good. And also in Cincinnati, where home runs fly out, to keep that in the park is very nice. There's the slider at 88 getting into the zone for a first pitch strike. That's free real estate. You like to see that. Maybe it was a changeup. I'm going to say that was a slider. That looks like the changeup down and away, and that's a really good location. Good on Contreras for waiting on that one. Now, he's looking for a fastball, and generally you would think, oh, that would be a fastball to swing at. Good on Contreras for not chasing it. There's a fastball down the middle at 94, and he misses on that one because maybe that's the changeup. That actually tunnels really well with that previous pitch, which makes it harder to commit. So good stuff there from Abbott. And now you see that. You probably throw the changeup again. Oh, he throws a fastball up. Okay, change eye level. Now you got to go down with that changeup. Oh, man, Contreras is fouling that off for two reasons. One, I think he's thinking an off-speed pitch, and it doesn't. And now, two, because it's 95, you see how late that was. He's wondering, is that going to be a strike or not? There's a breaking ball over the plate. Is in play. And we really haven't seen that breaking ball, that curveball executed right. You know, sure, that's a strike, but he wants to get that down here, right? And that's not so bad. But if you get that closer, that's a little bit better. We've seen worse swings, especially from Abbott, who's... I mean, look at this arm angle. I'll show it after this. That's a nice-looking changeup. You can see his arm angle is... It's okay. Like, it's... I mean, I don't really have it, but it's all right. It's not the low one like Nick Lodolo, Chris Sale. It's a little bit more over the top, which I kind of like. It does speak more to better command overall than the lower ones. But it does let him get this really interesting angle still against right-handers with sliders inside. You guys know this. I love opposite hand sliders down and inside. That, I believe, could have been the slider. It could have been the changeup as well. I can't tell. Can't tell, and he walks him. Okay, fine. He's going to do a lot of that, just so you know. There's free real estate. You love to see that. First pitch curveball. That's fine with me. I know I've been talking about the locations of the curveballs, but 0-0, that's free real estate. Goes upstairs with a fastball too far away. I would like to see a slider here. 94. He misses up and in. He was trying to actually go down and away. Missed up and in. Got a gift from Yelich there. He just couldn't resist as he was fastball hunting, which does tell you you do not throw a fastball here, or if you want to go super high. Yeah, you're trying to throw the slider, he misses it. I do think if he does execute that slider, Yelich will go for it because he was aggressive on the 1-1 fastball. There is 94 up and in. Good on Yelich for beating that one.
2-2. Now facing the former MVP.
And he gets him down and away with a fastball. You're like, oh, why is he missing on that one? Because all the fastballs are up and in. And that looks like it's the breaking ball, right? Down and away was for slower stuff. Up and in was for hot stuff. So now you got the fastball away. Not enough time to catch up to it because he thinks it's going to be something else. Good stuff there from Abbott. You love to see it. All right, second inning. Free real estate. That's good stuff. Fastball away doesn't quite get it. That's all right. Small adjustment, though. I like the fact that it did miss, but not by that much, right? There's a good curveball for a 1-1 strike. And I do want to mention, we're not seeing, I mean, we've seen a couple miss over here, but we're not seeing like a lot of up and away fastballs, right, that are missing. And something that I talk about a lot when it comes to command is we do see, especially in MLB debuts, guys missing up here. Why does that? Because they're too adrenaline focused, where that means their front shoulder comes out too quickly. And that means their arm, instead of timing coming out over here, it's lagging behind and releases there, and then it goes like that. Wonderful graphics, I know. But we are seeing that Andrew Abbott is trying to play this game a lot, which I really dig. Go up, down, away, up, and in. I think that can be really, really fun with four-seamers, especially if you have the command as a lefty. And then we're seeing that curveball trying to come in like this. I think we got to see the curveball maybe come down a little bit lower. Sometimes he's trying to get that slider down in here. Hasn't quite executed that. And then, of course, you have the changeup coming down here. Very standard affair. It's what you normally see. But that addition, I think, of fastballs up and in and down and away is a cool thing with Andrew Abbott. And he hasn't really thrown that competitive slider yet. Hopefully he does soon. Good fastball. Love that. And now you can really set up down and away. Doesn't get it there. You got to get the changeup. Yeah. Oh. Man, that was a really good pitch. Do you trust your secondary here, or are you going to go fastball? Doesn't get it. Okay. So it's little things like this with Andrew Abbott, right? I think the fact that he didn't go off speed pitch when it does clearly look like to me that if Anderson's fastball hunting at this point. If Abbott had his changeup, if he had his curveball or slider where he wanted to, that would be the pitch there. And he's not missing wildly. You're going to see 5 walks in the day from Andrew Abbott. I don't think it was a particularly wild start, though. Gets the call there. That's a nice gift on your MLB debut. No. So these are little adjustments that you got to make, and this is how, a lot of games are. Like, you got to figure it out, especially as someone I think is a little more crafty than your typical stuff guy. Andrew Abbott, of course, needs to figure that out, but that can happen. And also, MLB debut. And by the way, that's exactly the pitch. This is a 3-2. This is exactly what I'm talking about, flying too open. And I think this is 3-2. Man on first. Doesn't really have necessarily the timing from the stretch, but overthrowing here in a 3-2 pitch. And that's why you see that. So a little disappointed to see that one. But again, 3-2 walk, not like a 4-pitch walk. And blows away Tellez with a high heater. Now you go off speed. No, he goes back to it. That works too. Good job executing 2 straight pitches to get it out. Love it. So then we got Weimer, who can't commit to it. Oh, man. Just don't. I mean, he tried not to. It's not the pitch he wanted to hit. He was looking for a fastball, got a slider, and he tried to stop himself, and he couldn't do it. But it doesn't really matter. It's free real estate. And I think, honestly, I would throw more breaking stuff because that did show. No, he's too ahead of it. right? That's the thing. The reason that's foul looks like, oh, no, you can't throw that. No, you can, because he's super ahead of it, because he's timed for 93, 94, and not 79. If that were a fastball, he strains that out, and that's a hit, right? So I throw a changeup away here, like, all day. Or fine, breaking ball down, right. We haven't seen this all day. This is the first time that Andrew Abbott actually executed this, but this is correct. You see this from the first pitch, the Weimer's fastball hunting. He checks swing on a slider down the middle, then he fouls off massively, way ahead of a 79-mile-per-hour curveball. He gets one down. This is a big boy, too. Look at this. Yeah, you love it. Very tempting. Had to swing over that. Great stuff from Abbott. I wish we saw more of that. That's the first time he really executed that breaking ball down. And he's trying to live around the zone. He's getting a lot of gifts. That was a strike, apparently. So we lost the one in the beginning, but he's gotten the positive now. 2-1, he gets the call. I mean, that's good to see. That's what you want to see from a guy like Abbott, that he has more than the fastball when it's not working. You can kind of see, like, he is missing with the heater, but man, if he hits those edges, if he actually does effectively live in the zone with this fastball, I feel like also the Brewers are saying, hey, look, we can't really hit that fastball when it's in the zone. There's some really good stuff here. I mean, look, he just took that one. He thought that was going to be a slider down and in. You know? I mean, that's generally not what happens in a 2-strike count, but, you know. Oh, man, gets more free real estate, man. He's getting a lot of calls, and he still had 5 walks. Another one. Why not, right? Do it again. So what do you do now? You throw a fastball up? Yeah, but only the 91. Uh-oh, we're slowing down here. Slowing down in the third. Okay, 92. Down the middle. Once again, Miller can't hit it, right? The first at-bat was 2 fastballs down the middle. One was foul, one was an out. Oh, that's a good pitch. I really like that one, too. If that's a slider a little bit harder, I think Miller goes through on it, because you can see that he had more time to pull back, right?
2-2.
There's a fastball away, and honestly, that I think is the pitch that Miller wanted. So let's think about this really quickly. Miller fouled off fastballs down the middle, and I think that's because the timing is a little behind on it. So for him, something away, especially kind of more middle location instead of up, but I think this one's actually kind of up, is easier for him to get the timing to push it and get the barrel on it, right? That is a burner, I think. That's a hard hit ball, but that's right at the defender. Glad you got it out. First pitch curveball again, and gets him on the on the curveball. Love to see it. Fastball. I mean, get a pitch, get an out, right? It was away. I mean, he's aggressive on the fastball. It is away enough to make it not as sharp, but I mean that's kind of hard hit. But fine, you got an out. Cool. Throw a fastball in the zone, you get an out. There's first pitch. Breaking ball, free real estate. You love to see it. He bounced that one. Fastball away, and you see like that. It's very defensive. I mean, that was a 1-1 pitch. I kind of don't know what Yelich is swinging at here at 1-1. Like, it's defensive, as if like, oh no, it's gonna be a strike. But if it's a strike, okay, who cares? You know, like if you can't, if it's not 2 strikes as a batter, if you get a pitch that you don't think you can drive, don't swing at it. Just don't swing at it. This would be like, that's not it. That's not the pitch you should be swinging at. Yelich. And like pitches away, fastballs away are easier to tell that they're not gonna like go out of the zone or something like that. You know what I mean? He got the. Let's see. Let's try and get this down and away. Kind of goes front door. Good on Yelich for staying in on it. It works. It's not necessarily the best thing because a lot of guys will then drop the barrel and get lift on it. But that does show that Abbott's getting a good amount of drop on that curveball that it did result in a ground out. That is a first pitch curve. That's free real estate. Another one. And you can see how aggressive he is. I mean, I feel like you stay with the fastball up now. Oh, you didn't want it. I'd do it again. I think that was a changeup there. I like the call. Yeah. So because of Anderson swinging at curveballs early in the zone, early in the count, and also especially the high one, kind of tells me that Anderson's thinking more off speed in this at-bat. So he resists the 91 away, which is pretty easy to do. It's never a strike. It's not coming back in. And he's kind of following it, thinking it might be a slider come back in, but he says, no, that's not going to be it, so I'm good. The changeup away, you can see he's a little bit more aggressive, but he's actually able to hold off. And it's a pitch that a lot of people, who if they're going for a fastball, would be swinging at. He doesn't. So then at 93 down and in, he thinks this is going to be the slider that comes out. And he just takes it. That's why you get that. So it is kind of cool to see that Abbott is getting these Brewers hitters thinking the wrong thing. And even though he's throwing more fastballs than secondaries, like I think it was 60% fastballs on this or something like that, the fact that he's showcasing those other ones is really helping both sides of it, right? And maybe you could say like, okay, the Brewers hitters have to have a better game plan, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's kind of true too. That's what's important about Abbott here, is that he is more than just this four-seamer, more than just the curveball. There is a slider there. There is a changeup there. And if he's able to really rotate between them effectively, which he has a decent amount here, especially in 2-strike counts, yeah, this can work.
Getting after it.
Fastball up. Great. You got an out. Good execution. Oh, cool. No, that was a curveball that missed. I can tell. It's fine. There is a fastball away that Tellez wanted for some reason. This is interesting. I mean, I understand. Like, look at the release of this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like this is somewhat behind Tellez, so this is coming across him, and it's harder to tell. I think for this to be, is this going to be a pitch that ends away or not? Maybe there is some cut on it. I can't tell. I have to actually look that up to see that my pitching charts on it. But Tellez at a 1-0 count is fastball hunting here, and he gets one, but it's off the end of the bat. And this can go both ways. It could be A, as a hitter, like, you shouldn't be swinging at this. If you swing, you get an out, right? You help the batter. You help the pitcher. Or 2, maybe Abbott is getting more cut on it than we're noticing. Because that's away. And, like, maybe if that's, a couple inches this way, and it's like super hard to tell. Maybe I'm just being too harsh and all that kind of stuff. But, like, those are the differences, in my view, of, like, major league hitters. They can do that stuff. Those are what the best guys do, is that they're able to tell where that pitch ends up and, like, how that's going to be on my barrel of the bat. Is it going to be on the end of the bat, or is it going to be closer to the barrel? That's the difference between, like, your high schooler and college hitter and a good major league hitter, It's even the difference between the bad hitters and the good ones. So I will always grade guys saying, like, if you want to be the best hitter, this is what you have to do. I can't do it, but I'm talking about it, though. Oh, look at that. That's a changeup. Weimer's still fastball hunting, man. Ooh! That's a good pitch. Weimer, I think, was adjusting there. Weimer wasn't looking for that. Oh, Eli De La Cruz is coming up, is what Twitch chat is telling me right now, which is great because I have him in the A&A spot of my league, and I need him. So he was fastball hunting. We know this. It's Weimer. And what do you know? You get a fastball right down the middle at 3-1. Yeah, that's what should happen. He's even out in front of it. Like, yeah, that was a terrible pitch. So 92, down and away. You love this. Oh, man. I mean, like, people ask, like, what does it mean when, we're facing the Brewers, it's going to be an easier time as a pitcher? I honestly think that this is the best example I can give. The situation here is a man on second, 1 out, first pitch. It's the 9 batter, Perkins of the Brewers. And Abbott throws this pitch, which is a down and away fastball. And this kind of pitch should not, in an 0-0 count, return an out. It should return a strike. This is a well-executed pitch. But against the best hitters in the majors, they will just take this. Against the best offense, they will take it. Say, good pitch, Abbott. When it's an 0-0 count, I'm not swinging at this because it's not the pitch that I am going up there to try to be aggressive on. But Abbott gets an out. And that's the difference between facing a team like the Brewers and a team like the Rangers, a team like the Rays. They're more disciplined at the plate to not swing at that and say, tip your hat, first pitch. Okay, fine, I'll be in an 0-1 count. Hopefully I'll get a better pitch to drive and get that run in from second base.
Second base.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Props to Abbott. That was a fantastic pitch. But generally, that's just strike one instead of an out. There's free real estate. Good stuff there. Slider up. Okay. Or actually, that was curveball up. I apologize. Fastball inside at 92. Oh, yes. 2-1. That's awesome. This is a veteran pitch, guys. Fastball 2-1. Jamming him. Getting the out with a man on second and 2 outs. Oh, that's the good stuff. First pitch changeup. Interesting to see that. Especially on a guy that's been swinging at the curveball the entire time and getting outs. I would just be throwing more curveballs to him. He keeps being aggressive and getting himself out. No, now you're pitching around him with fastballs. What are you doing? Just throw the 3-0. Good. You throw it in there. Now you throw a curveball. That's what you've been getting him out on. Nah. Then was he one curveball? He got 2 outs on the curveball. Slider got in there. I'm sorry, not slider. That's a curveball. I keep getting it messed up because he doesn't have the most, especially when it's up. And it makes sense. When Abbott misses up, it's because he gets too much on the side of it. He's not getting on top of it. Which is essentially when he releases it, he's not getting out and following through. So you're going to see more of the kind of the horizontal movement amplified when it is higher up. It reminds me of like Max Fried and how Juan Soto talked about his fastball has cut action in one side of the plate and then two-seam action on the other. It's about on release, like based on the timing, how it comes out of your hand. So it doesn't surprise me that it has that horizontal movement up, which is kind of interesting because if you were then, you know, I know this sounds so silly, but theoretically, if you actually were aiming here on a right-hander, you would get, instead of like this kind of movement, you would get more of that movement, which can work. It's not really something I would encourage, though.
It's really obviously, you know, depending on his help to win.
Oh, I get that first pitch. Strike. Come on. You can do it.
Experience on the mound is
so yeah, 3-1 now. This he might lose him here. We'll see. Oh, there's okay. Gets him down to what is this? 3-1 pitch. What do you? Why is Contreras down to one knee swinging at a fastball down and away at a 3-1 pitch? This goes back to what I'm saying. Like, I've coached. I was a college pitcher. I've watched games for 10 years. I've given advice, yes, to hitters, believe it or not, too. This is something I emphasize a lot. 3-1, your mentality as Contreras has to be, where is my favorite fastball? Where is it? If you're going down to a knee to swing, like you should, that's not the pitch you're looking for. You're overextending yourself. Why? Get it to 3-2. Maybe that gets called a ball. And now you get that. Now you get a perfectly thrown curveball at 3-2, right? And maybe that could have been ball 4. You know, but that good job, Abbott.
Flourish in the first. He's also grounded out to first base.
There's a fastball down the middle at 92, and like, yeah, what are you looking for, Yelich? She was probably looking for that. I just couldn't hit it. All right, fine.
Runner goes, good jump. Pitch
What? There are 2 things at play here. 2 things. One, I understand this could technically be called a hanger. If Yelich is truly looking for a curveball at this pitch, then fine. Then he feels like he should have crushed this then, because this is a hanging curveball. They're like, it's up. It's exactly where you want to hit a curveball, and you should be hitting this out. But here's the thing. Let's say Yelich wasn't looking for one, and you have the runner going from first. Maybe it was a hit and run play. Maybe. But that's at an 82-mile-per-hour curveball. That's usually a stolen base. You want to run on slower pitches, right? So, like, if Yelich is swinging at this, he better crush it. But now he just turned down a man on second. You know? All right, that's a defensive swing. We saw that at 1-1 before, but at 0-2, I understand. Now he's swinging that one, fastball in. Oh, you got to throw something off speed down.
100.
Okay, you didn't get it down. No, 83, that's fine. He's at 100 pitches now. Oh, and he blows him up with 93 away. Wow. Yeah, Yelich, I mean, he was swinging up and in and down and away, the slider away, and he just got this past him. Good stuff. I mean, I'm surprised that Yelich did this. He does pull more than go oppo, so I get it. I think he was also looking for that off-speed stuff. All right, so here's the last batter. And he misses with that. Doesn't get the free real estate. Oh, he gets a swing at that. Oh, man. Now you give him junk. Give him a curveball and a changeup.
He rocked AAA.
Changeup, fine. Start right away. And do it again. One more changeup and you got him. Ah, fastball up. Oh, he gets the out. Okay, good. Beautiful.
A majestic major league.
And that's Andrew Abbott. I dig it. I think it was fun. I mean, like, a lot of times I talk about battling yourself or battling the batter. And that just kind of tells me if you have the ability to sequence, if you have the ability to, sure, if you're missing pitches, fine, but actually adapt as opposed to just saying, I don't know where the pitch is going. I'm just going to kind of throw anything. And it kind of puts the batter on the offensive when those things happen. They can feel when a pitcher is struggling. Thus, they're going to hone in on certain pitches and really crush them. Andrew Abbott, no, messed around. It's kind of interesting when you see 5 walks, you think the opposite. You think he has no command, you have no control. That's not what I saw. I mean, sure, the Brewers really helped him out, right? I talked about a couple of bats where I was just like, what are you doing? Like, these are swings that shouldn't be happening, right? But Andrew Abbott has a good repertoire here. There is a lot to like about the curveball. The slider didn't really come through. Changeup at times, you saw that last at bat, that was a beautiful one down after going fastball up. That's exactly what you want to see. I think there's more room for improvement to get consistency on that curveball. We don't know. It's an MLB debut. He lives with that fastball. Goes up and in, down and away. I really like it. There are moments, where I feel like you need more polish here, a little bit, some decisions here and there. But I mean, that's just, I'm always going to be critical. Me here in the armchair, but that's just how I am. I like this kid. I think that I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that this was an MLB debut and he's just kind of finding his way. I do wonder if the fastball is going to be an elite pitch or a plus pitch in the majors. That's kind of something I'm ready to see. I also wonder, I know the walk rates were higher in AAA, so I do wonder if that 5-walk game, sure, maybe it's 3 as opposed to 0 and 1 that we really want to see from Abbott. I hope the Reds keep him up. And I hope that he pitches in a park like Milwaukee or something where we have a good lefty camera angle. But I'm excited about Andrew Abbott. You should be too. Really fun to watch him with you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a comment about who you want me to watch next. And that is it. So my name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.